These are the best plants that can turn your exposed, overlooked balcony into a private urban sanctuary, whether you're a micro gardener working with just a few containers or someone with a larger apartment terrace. And some of these plants, like fast-growing clumping bamboo and fragrant star jasmine, grow so fast you'll have a living privacy wall within a single season. If you live in an apartment or condo, you already know the feeling. You step outside onto your balcony to enjoy your morning coffee, and there's your neighbor, 3 feet away, doing the exact same thing. Maybe you wave, maybe you pretend you don't see each other. Either way, relaxation isn't really on the menu. But here's the thing, you don't need to hang up ugly plastic screens or build a wall. Nature already solved this problem millions of years ago with plants. The right ones, placed strategically, will give you seclusion, beauty, cleaner air, and even reduce the street noise drifting up from below. Not just any plant will do, though. Balconies are demanding environments. You're dealing with weight limits. Most balconies support 60 to 100 pounds per square foot, wind exposure that can cause desiccation, limited floor space, and the need for something that looks good from both inside and outside the home. So let's break down the plants that actually work, how to use them, and the mistakes you'll want to avoid. Let's start with the undisputed heavyweight of balcony privacy, bamboo. In containers, bamboo grows 6 to 12 feet tall, and it does it fast. We're talking a dense, evergreen privacy screen in as little as 2 to 3 years. Some varieties can even reach 22 to 25 feet, making bamboo a viable option for multi-story dwellings where you need coverage not just from the side, but from above or below. Now here's what most people don't tell you. Bamboo is incredibly strong. Its roots can crack through plastic pots. So if you're growing bamboo on a balcony, you need metal, concrete, or thick wood containers. Thin plastic simply won't survive. And there's another critical distinction you need to understand: running bamboo versus clumping bamboo. Running bamboo sends out long underground roots that spread aggressively. It's actually considered invasive in some areas. Clumping bamboo, on the other hand, stays closer to its point of origin and behaves itself in a container. For balconies, clumping varieties are almost always the right call. The Fargesia genus in particular is cold hardy, surviving in USDA zones 5 through 10, and it won't try to take over your entire building. According to Bamboo Sorcery, planting bamboo in containers is actually more cost-effective than planting in the ground because it guarantees containment and maximizes growing space. You won't need to repot for 5 to 10 years, and maintenance is as simple as a single fertilizer feed in early spring, right before new shoots emerge. Use slow-release fertilizer specifically formulated for container plants to prevent root burn. Bamboo isn't your only option though. If you want privacy with fragrance, star jasmine is extraordinary. This climbing plant produces small, star-shaped flowers with a scent that will genuinely change your experience of being outdoors. Star jasmine can grow between 3 and 6 feet per year and eventually reach up to 30 feet tall. It thrives in USDA zones 8 through 10, and all it needs is a trellis or lattice panel to work its way upward into a lush, flowering screen. For cooler climates, clematis is a powerhouse. Most cultivars produce vines between 10 and 20 feet long, and the Armand clematis variety is an evergreen climber that can put on up to 10 feet of growth in a single year, eventually reaching around 30 feet. That's a living wall, growing right out of a container on your balcony. Now here's a trend that's been gaining serious momentum through 2024 and into 2025, ornamental grasses. As leading grass expert Neil Lucas, director of Knoll Gardens and winner of 10 gold medals at RHS shows including Chelsea, puts it, "I love grasses because they give 10 months of interest throughout the year, and when you cut them down, you can have bulbs coming up through them." He also notes that a lot of ornamental grasses do well in containers because they have a fibrous root system that's easy to please. The bigger the container, the better the grass will perform. Mischantis, also known as maiden grass, is perfect for this purpose. It grows up to 7 feet tall, thrives in zones 5 through 10, and has an extremely high growth rate. The newer dwarf varieties like Little Zebra and Yakujima offer variegated or banded foliage that looks stunning while still providing substantial screening. Purple fountain grass, with its deep burgundy leaves and fuzzy purple plumes, adds dramatic color. And here's a bonus pick, lemongrass. It smells incredible and actually keeps mosquitoes away, which on a warm summer balcony is worth its weight in gold. Grasses also add something no hedge or solid screen can: movement. They sway in the breeze, creating a gentle rustling sound that actually helps mask street noise. It's privacy that feels alive. For evergreen structure and year-round privacy, don't overlook arborvitae. Thuja varieties like emerald green stay compact in containers while reaching 8 to 12 feet tall, creating a dense living wall. Dwarf conifers like sky pencil holly offer narrow, upright growth perfect for tight spaces, and podocarpus provides soft, yew-like foliage that thrives in containers and tolerates both sun and partial shade. For those of you with shaded balconies, and this is a challenge many apartment dwellers face, English ivy is remarkably shade tolerant. It can produce vines as long as 100 feet, grows in zones 4 through 9, and will cover a trellis or railing with dense green foliage even without direct sunlight. Climbing hydrangea is another shade-friendly option, capable of reaching 50 feet, though it takes a few years to establish itself before growth really takes off. Plant expert Mike McGroarty of Mike's Backyard Nursery offers a different approach entirely. His first recommendation is pyracantha, also known as firethorn, trained as an espalier. I like this option because it's a means of training a plant to grow flat and wide, he explains. Pyracantha will provide you with year-round privacy. It's a brilliant technique for balconies where depth is limited, but you have wall space to work with. So how do you actually put all of this together? The experts recommend a vertical layering strategy, what professional designers call the thriller, filler, spiller technique. Start with tall, narrow plants like bamboo or pampas grass as your backbone along the balcony edge. These are your thrillers. Then add rounder shrubs like boxwood or privet to fill the middle zone, your fillers. Finally, layer in ornamental grasses for soft texture and movement, the spillers that soften edges. This approach makes your privacy barrier look natural rather than like a green wall you threw up in desperation. Container selection matters more than most people realize. Use large pots, 12 to 20 inches in diameter, to accommodate root growth. Plants with deep roots like bamboo need pots 18 to 24 inches deep. Always ensure adequate drainage holes to prevent waterlogging and root rot, the #1 killer of container plants. And critically, especially on upper floor balconies, consider weight. Commercial-grade fiberglass planters are lightweight enough to stay within structural limits while still being durable. Self-watering planters are increasingly popular for busy micro gardeners, as they reduce maintenance while preventing both overwatering and drought stress. Garden expert Palmer sums up the philosophy well. Using lush planting in large troughs or a row of large pots provides privacy from the neighbors, screens out ugly views, and provides a windbreak, just what you need on an exposed balcony or roof garden. One more thing worth mentioning, some people skip living plants entirely and opt for artificial trees in all-weather planter boxes. It costs more upfront, but the zero maintenance appeals to certain lifestyles. There's no judgment here, but you should know what you're giving up. Living plants absorb carbon dioxide, release oxygen, reduce noise pollution, and provide habitat for birds and beneficial insects. An artificial screen gives you privacy. A living screen gives you a tiny ecosystem. The best time to plant depends on your USDA zone. In zones 3 through 7, plant in late April through May or September through early October. Zones 8 through 10 can plant almost year-round, but avoid the hottest summer months of July and August. This timing gives roots time to establish before the extremes of summer or winter hit. So if you're watching this and your balcony currently feels like a fishbowl, you have a window of opportunity. Measure your space. Note your sunlight exposure throughout the day. Pick your plants based on your climate zone, your light conditions, and how tall you need your screen to be. Then start building, layer by layer, pot by pot. Within one growing season, you might just forget your neighbors are even there.